and I really liked it. You can call this a mini. You can also call this a junk journal or anything like that. But it's quite different, and it really holds a lot, either information or pictures, and is very inexpensive to make. So I'll get down to it. I'll show it to you first. Front page, I'm using I think it's 7 Gypsies. I can't remember the name of the line, but I know it's 7 Gypsies, one of the newest from them back in front. And the inside I used again, I don't know, but I just to cover that. But basically what this is really like a tag book. As you can see the better right there, it's like a big old tag book. And as you open it, you can see all the pages that look like manila tags, but they are just really big. There's no manila tags that you can buy this way. Now the binding is also a little different. All the pages, including the covers, are the same size. In this case, I'll give you the measurements. They are going to be 8 in width, and they are 5 3/4 in height. So it's not very big, but it really does hold a lot. As you open it, you have all the pages here. The other interesting thing about this is that I use actually folders, manila folders that you use, in an everyday office, and that's what I use. And this particular album or journal took 4 of them, so I'll show you what they look like. 4 of these ones. And for this particular measurements, I used the ones that have the tab in the middle, because I truly wanted to have 8 all the way from the middle to the end. But it really doesn't matter. Whatever you have will do. You just have to cut right to the tips, so you have a straight line to cut with. But in this case, I just used the middle ones. That's why I had 8. So if you're using all the other ones, you may want to get with like maybe either 7 1/2 or 7 3/4. I think that's the biggest that you can go. But that would be for the widths. But it's not going to make any difference on the actual book, or how will it work for you, or how to put it together. Is going to be the very same thing. So I'll get down to it, and I'll show you what I did. So I'll get, I'm just going to do one here because I have the other ones pre-cut for the sake of time. So I measured from, the natural fold that folders come with, 8, and I would cut. So you end up with this little 2 pieces. I am going to use this one right here, so I'm going to keep those ones and dispose of the other one. At this point, you end up with a paper that is folded, and it is 8 by 11, and I think it's 5/8. I want to do it 11 1/2 exactly in width, just because that's the way I worked. Then I'm going to we're going to cut this in half. So 11 1/2 in half would be 5 3/4. Okay, so there is your pages for your book. You do the same thing but with chipboard for your covers, and you'll use one 12 by 12. I use medium chipboard for this. You just need one. Cut them in half. Excuse me, and then you're going to cut them at 8 each half of the 6. You're going to cut at 8 by 5 3/4. Okay, so I have these 2 pieces right here. At this point, I'm going to get one of my big tags that I already have in here, and the ones that you buy from the store. And I am going to just put this in a corner so I can get that snip that corner perfectly, so it'll look like it's store-bought. You've seen this a little bit in my past tutorial for how to make your tags look like you just bought them at the store. Yes, so those are the ones. For the sake of time, I had already come up and finished the rest of them, and I am going to make or figure this punch hole right here. If I can find my hole puncher. since I already had them pre-measured, I'm going to do that one. And I'll show you what I do with it. I go ahead and put my little covers. Let's see. And that's it for the pages. Now you do put them on the inside too. I'm not going to do it for the sake of the tutorial, but on the book I actually cover front and back, because you know you're going to be opening it and seeing them, so they're all covered inside and out. So they really look like they're really giant tags, and it's a really nice way of writing. I think it's perfect for a journal. And I am in a journal swap right now. So, hi Deb. I'm thinking of giving this to her, but I'm not done with it. So all the embellishments that I'm going to do in it, which is not going to be terribly a lot, she's not going to see that yet until she gets her book. But this is a very fun and easy way, an inexpensive way of using your manila folders. And so it makes a really, really cute book. For the binding, I use a piece of grunge paper that I cut at 5 3/4 by 4. So that's the measurement for this. And once I have all of my pages together, I have, you know, the same thing for my cover or the chipboard. So one for front and one for back. They will be right here. Then I go ahead and make, I pre-hold this, you know, my cover and my pages all the way through. And I pass my rings through them. Then on the cover or on top of this grunge paper, in this case I did, let's see if you can see that a little better, I did some, I didn't grunge it up too much, because I know I wanted to have more of a shabby chic look. I wanted to have more of a fresh look, and so I didn't do too much. I did a little bit of a sage, I think sage brush or brush sage stains, I think it was, and then I went over with some white paint. It's this one right here by Stays On, the opaque. I do like it, but it really dries fast because I guess I don't use it fast enough, and to me it's kind of like a waste. So the other thing, if you don't have white paint, you can just use gesso. Make sure it is the kind that is acid free, but you can still use that. And then on top of it, obviously I went over with my matte medium, my studio matte medium. I just put that on just about anything. I did also distress the edges just a tiny bit, not too much. Again, I wasn't trying to get a very grunge look. I was going for more of a shabby chic. Okay, so once you have your covers over your book, front and back, and you have your holes pre-made, I did attach the eyelets to the actual cover for front and back, and I also did the holes for this one for the grunge paper, and I did not attach it first. Once I put my ring through my book this way, then I put the cover on top and then pass the rings through it. Then I was able to glue it underneath. So if you can see right there, there it is. There is like about not quite an inch that I put it in, because I wanted to have enough room to grab the front and the back covers for stability for the book. But not only that, this has room for expansion. Like, you know, once you start, if you're going to add other things, this can expand a lot more. Okay, so this would help you. And I think I've only one. I think I've seen Marion Smith did this type of binding on one of her books, but I could be mistaken. I'm not even sure. But I don't see this very often. I thought, you know, this is different. So I went ahead and tried it. It just looks like it's going to be tricky. It's not. It's extremely, extremely easy. So again, very cheap for manila folders. I gave you the measurements. You are going to cut it from the natural fold 8 if you can get away with it, if not whatever it gives you, you know, to the end. And then you're going to half those puppies in half. I did 11 and a half right here. I cut them at it so it kind of